Hey, Alpha fam, welcome back to another episode of Alpha Commission. Today on Alpha Commission, of course, we're going to go over just the kind of sideways action on most of these altcoins. As you can see, just a sea of red and green, just a Christmas landscape over there, as Bitcoin is holding very strongly. Guys, we did get some type of a mixed data on the kind of market watch calendar where retail sales came in pretty good. So actually, the information we got yesterday suggests that there's less of a chance of a recession than people might think. Also, we do have the manufacturing index relatively improving. We have retail sales, excluding motor vehicles, doing extremely well as well. So, the market may be just less nervous because it's thinking that maybe there's less of a chance of a deep recession. Maybe that soft landing is more possible. However, we do also have indications that inflation is continuing as we see the PPI increasing, as we see jobs, not really, meeting the expectation for losses, and so actually doing better than last month in terms of adding jobs, suggesting that the market is still pretty hot. So, guys, I mean. Jerome Powell has a lot of options in front of him in terms of increasing interest rates, but right now that may not be an option for many of the reasons that I talked about in the past. And while the Federal Reserve could increase interest rates heavily in the future, the market just isn't. Believing that he will be that strong, and there's lots of reasons to believe that the liquidity in the system may be there in order to support a further bull run. So we do have to just pay attention to what's happening in Japan. We have to pay attention to what's happening in China, and we also have to pay attention to the strength of the U.S. market, which has just been, exceeding expectations, and also the rebound in Europe, which could be stronger than what some expected. So those who thought that maybe we're going to have some type of, kind of Holocaust style Great Depression, I mean, these perma bears are just getting wrecked, but not the Alpha Fam guys. Actually, we were talking about, this is the previous chart setup that I had a couple days ago, where we did have to surpass 23,300 for bulls to get into control. And look what happened. Not only did we surpass that, we pumped all the way up to the projection that I made of 24,000 to 25,000. We hit that target just beautifully. We're sent back down. People are saying, "Oh, we were rejected at 25,000. Was this all just a trap?" That kind of thing. But no, guys, look, boom, boom. We just held on to that bulls in control level that I had set a couple days ago. And look at this pin perfect precision right here, guys, almost to the dollar where we bounced off that bullish control zone. And of course, we had skyrocketed off of the alpha momentum pool. And so, guys, when I said that there was no reason to be bearish a couple days ago, when everyone was kind of freaking out while we were down here, I mean, just after I posted that video, we literally skyrocketed. So, this just shows you the proof is in the pudding, some transparency there, some proof in advertising, and guys, we are doing what we need to do to have this market look bullish. So let's jump over to our current chart. These are the current day levels. Of course, we do see that the day will close in 4.5 hours approximately. We are continuing to push to the upside. Previously, we did see our volatility pivot down here. It's still underneath us, which does suggest that volatility can push us to the upside. Looks like that's happening right here. I mean, this is just a beautiful candle that we're looking at, very engulfing. If you just don't count that wick, if we close like this, it's going to be very bullish. The momentum pool, you can see how we're skyrocketing off of today's momentum pool. I did post this earlier in the group, so if you are in the group, there is some benefits to understanding these different levels. The bullish control zone has been pushed up now to 23,850. We do have to maintain above that in order to have bulls be in control. But also the bearish control zone has dropped considerably to 19,917. So bears don't get in control until we drop below 19,900, which does suggest that we have some bias to the upside, being above the volatility pivot, being above general daily continuation, holding our current momentum, having already added momentum, and being in that bullish control zone. Everything looks great. And then we look at the EMAs, you can see that we are not only above the 21, right? And by the way, we retested the 200 EMA perfectly, but not only are we above the 21, we are above the 9, and we are also above the 4. Bullish, 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 guys. All of this stuff is bullish, and I don't see how the bears are continuing to make their arguments in the face of this. If we look over at the weekly, you can see that we are in a weekly squeeze between the 200 and the 21, the 9, the 4, bullish, bullish, bullish. And if this thing squeezes, I mean, that could be an epic squeeze to the upside. So, of course, I understand why they were afraid of being rejected here. But, guys, often in these mega squeezes, we get retest, right? We got to we popped all the way up here. We got to retest back down. We popped back up, got to retest, pop back up, got to retest. We haven't been rejected yet. Okay. Yes, maybe there is a limitation on this move. Who knows? Maybe it only goes to 28K or whatever. But guys, nothing here suggests bearishness, so you shouldn't feel bearish necessarily. If we look at our monthly EMAs, you can see that we are above the 9 on the monthly, which is incredible. We've been above the 4, which of course I've been extremely bullish ever since we surpassed 20K, and we are just continuing to do that. The next key levels here on the monthly would be like 27,000, maybe even 28,000, and if we get into a squeeze on that side, it could be an epic run. I don't know what to say. None of this looks bearish. We do see a little bit of volume coming down this month, but we're still new in the month, so anything can happen. But I don't know. Bears are getting wrecked, guys. Bears are getting wrecked. If we do jump over to the daily again, and then let's take a look at some of our key indicators. You do see, as I was saying yesterday, that the jewel did have us likely to have a pop off to the upside, but there could be a limitation on this move just because we did have this kind of God signal to the downside. These things don't have to, be fate, but in general, when we come off of a bearish God signal, then there may be some limitation to the next move until the market gets secure. But we are continuing to pump, and we could pump all the way up to the 60, all the way up to the 70 before we see any potential slap down. So am I bearish right now? No, and that could just be a pullback anyway. The majority of the move, maybe it already happened. I mean, there could be a deeper pullback, but sideways is just as good as down in markets. Height and time are basically equivalent in charting. Let's go ahead and take a look at our RSI. If you look at our RSI, basically, we entered that bullish control zone. We needed to cool down. We came back down to the middle on the daily here, flirted with the middle, made a beautiful double bottom there with a higher low, and then popped back up above our EMA, retested the EMA bullishly into the bullish control zone, just like what I was saying. Bulls in control, and here we are still there. This is a very beautiful look. It looks almost like an inverted head and shoulders here. And so if we do continue to just play off of this, I mean, that would be pretty amazing. But guys, we can also take a look at our MACD, I believe. And yeah, you can see the MACD here has a bullish crossing today for the first time since we've been basically since January. We've basically been in this kind of reddish kind of zone, and we have a bullish crossing for the first time. Now, these can be little fake outs. You got a little blue right here, and then it turned it back into red. But it does suggest that something is changing in the character of this chart, perhaps to the upside. And so I just cannot be bearish underneath these conditions. And I really don't understand where these people are coming from who keep saying it's a trap over and over again. What do you mean it's a trap? It's friggin' beautiful, guys. We've been on a bull run, okay? And look, ever since November, it's been a bull run. All right, so this isn't short term. This has been 3 months of a bull run, guys. And we are bullishly postured right here. So get your heads out of wherever they've been tucked in, and understand that these things don't last that long. So if you're not in on it, I mean, what are you doing? Okay, are you just still shorting this market? The time to short this market was at 70K. It was not at 16K, guys. All right. Let's go ahead and just take a look at the 4 hour just to see how things are looking like on the 4 hour. And you can see that we are just continuing to push up, retesting this candle. Again, guys, there could be a limitation on this move because this was a God candle breakdown on the crown jewel. But and so really we're looking to get above this kind of 25K area again. But again, it's very hard to be bearish under these circumstances in the current setup. This is bullish on the EMAs on the 4 hour as well, and this thing could just continue to go unless we drop below 24,000. I mean, I just don't see how we're going to lose any of this momentum right away. It's just been a very nice trend that we've been under. Let me go ahead and just zoom back out so we can just see how much of ground that we have recovered. And you can see that we are pretty much on par to where we were at fall last year. And so, you know, look, Bitcoin has pretty much almost doubled in price since the bottom there. And you'll remember that the Alpha Fam did buy in on these lows. We did again buy in on these lows, and I was advising people that this thing was looking bullish, that we're having bullish crosses. And so the Alpha Fam has been just absolutely killing it. The perma bears are getting wrecked. Don't be a perma bear, or don't be a perma bull, just to be a clever little alpha monkey. And guys, don't forget, if your coins, whatever you're in, are doing extremely well, please take some profit. You can always buy back in on a major retracement, or heaven forbid, just get into another asset, okay? Because there will be other assets to play that are on a deep pullback. You don't have to be loyal to these coins. These coins will not be loyal to you. Make sure you're paying yourself at least minimum wage for what you're doing, right? Put food on your table. Do not just collect these coins, guys. At the end of the day, if the market turns around, you want to have money in your bank account to do things with. You don't want to have just a bunch of coins, okay? That stuff, didn't serve people for the last year or so. And you're going to have some pretty high conviction over this turbulent year to hold on to something for um, what could be a wild ride. We just have a very strange macroeconomic situation, and the market is trying to test to see if there's liquidity enough to break through this $25,000 area. If we do that, this is going to look extremely good, and potentially we could have a pretty massive squeeze to the upside. All right, guys, I think I'm going to end it there. That was your alpha for the day. Again, no reason to be bearish, okay? Everything is looking fine, just like I've been saying for now weeks and even months and months now. I've been saying this while everyone else has been saying it's a trap. Nope. We've been been bullish consistently the entire time since the bottom. And by the way, I was one of the biggest bears all the way down to the bottom. Okay, guys, I did give some consideration here. I did give some consideration here, and we did take these trades to this pump up. We did take this trade to this pump up, but everything else I have been extremely bearish. But here I can only be bullish for the time being. Okay. So I'll let you know when I turn bearish, but again, we're on the daily here, and we're above the bulls in control line. We are above holding current momentum. We have added momentum to our kind of upward track here. We are flipping the MACD bullish. We are above the daily volatility pivot, and bears don't get in control until much deeper down. So again, there's nothing to make me bearish right now. Our EMAs look great. You only need your EMAs, your MACD, and your RSI to understand these things. You don't have to get super fancy like me. Guys, I will give you more updates in the future. Thanks for joining me. If you want early updates, please join the group. The link is in the description of the video below. And the Discord, of course, is free where we can just discuss with each other and share some insights. That's your alpha for the day. Stay safe and happy trading.